so that everybody can see the differences between NinjaTrader, multi-charts, and TradeStation, okay? Now, as I said before, we do have the ATR version 2 available for multi-charts, for NinjaTrader now. We also have the potential entry indicator available that only plots within the market analyzer. You can see that I've got a market analyzer for a 3, a 12, and a 45. Now, when you order the NinjaTrader tools, all of these market analyzers are sent to you, and we show you how to use them. So it's really very, very simple to create a market analyzer with our tools because we did all the work for you. Now, over on the 45-minute Dow chart, you see that I have the THD zones over here. These are the blue lines, and they will only plot on the right-hand side of the screen. So this is one that a lot of people have been waiting for the zones to be available for NinjaTrader, and we now have those available as well. So this is NinjaTrader, and I'm going to minimize all of these, and I'm going to go over to the multi-charts platform, and this is multi-charts. Now, the one thing that we do have available for multi-charts that we do not have available for NinjaTrader is our divergence indicators. And the divergence indicators are really beneficial for people that are trading multiple markets in multiple time frames. Okay? So what it does is highlights everything that has potential volume divergence so that I know what to look at, okay? So, for example, right now on the Dow, you're getting a long divergence on the 45-minute chart, okay? This is long divergence telling me that it's probably going to pull back where to the ATR and the 45, okay? And it has a magenta peak, which is the next column. This is our ADX column. Okay, I know it's a magenta peak because this has gone from bright red to dark red. It is above 50. And if I had any doubts, I just look at the next column. No brainer here, magenta peak. And it is rated at 16.1, which means it's a very strong magenta peak. Okay, so this tells me that the 3-minute should be moving up. Okay, and if you go over here and click on it, that's the first thing to do, and let the data load, you'll probably see that this is indeed moving up. Okay, your entry, for those of you that are interested, actually came here, or you could have entered here. This is your lower risk, this is your higher risk trade. Okay, everybody understand that? If you have questions, please ask me, because to me this has really gotten simple, and I don't want to bore you in the room, but if you do have questions, I love questions because it gives me a chance to explain the indicators. Otherwise, I just presume that you know, and I don't go into too much detail. I don't like to bore anybody. Okay, the next column is the THD Potential Entry Indicator. This is a new one, and it really highlights when you are getting a potential entry. For example, right now on the NASDAQ, you have an ATR short entry potential. Okay, that tells me we are at the ATR on the 45-minute chart. Okay, same thing on the Russell, same thing on the ES, same thing really basically on the Euro as well, except the Euro is congestion. Okay, I know that because it tells me right here congestion short entry. That means that it has flipped the ATR, come to the congestion dot, and that's where you're getting the entry from. Okay, the next column is the Pullback Atr Divergence. Okay, and the Pullback Atr Divergence tells me whether I have potential divergence at an ATR. Okay, so right now you see that you're getting a short divergence at the 3-minute chart. you're getting a short divergence on the 12-minute chart, and really, actually, that's about it right now. So I'm not at an ATR on any of these, so I wouldn't be interested in entering them either. That's one of the core concepts for me, is it has to be at an ATR. I don't enter otherwise. Okay, the next indicator column that we have is a previous bar trend, which shows you the color, literally, of the previous bar based on the THD trend ATR version 2. The next column tells us the current trend, so I know red, okay, we're probably in a downtrend, okay? On the crew chart, we were white, and now we are blue. So that would interest me because I now know I was close enough to the ATR that I could actually go in and analyze the volume on that particular time frame. Does everybody understand that? That's the only one I see that I can show you an example of. Okay, now we have gone back to blue. Okay, so that tells me that not only did we pull back close enough to the ATR, but now it's going in the direction that I would want to be. Okay, then we have ticks to the ATR, so this is counting down the ticks as it's pulling back to the ATR. Okay, then we have the congestion indicator, and this tells me when I am in congestion on any market. Okay. Any questions about the scanner indicators? Now, it's not just available in multi-charts. We also have exactly the same thing in TradeStation. Okay. So you can see that I'm monitoring the NASDAQ, the ES, the Aussie, the British Pound, the Canadian, the Euro, the Swiss franc, and the Yen over in TradeStation. Exactly the same columns, exactly the same indicators. Okay? And then we actually have what I call the THD meter window. Okay? And this is telling me, for example, right now, here's the Dow. It was below the 50 line, okay? And that tells me that the Dow was oversold this morning, and of course now it's going up. That was also supported by the fact that we were making a magenta peak on the Dow. This is when I would anticipate a really strong pullback. I could trade it from the 3-minute chart, okay? Really nothing that is overbought. If it was above 50 up here, I would consider it to be overbought, but we don't have those conditions. The one market I would not want to be trading this morning, just from looking at the meter, would probably be this one right here, which is the Japanese yen. I would want this to actually get stronger. We have the dollar index. It's just kind of flatlining, as well as the euro. Okay. I would want to see markets that are generally moving. Okay. So that would be the NASDAQ. Let me get rid of that. Okay, I would want to see the NASDAQ. I would want to see the ES, which I hate the ES, but I would want to see the ES. I would prefer that over the other markets that I'm seeing right now. The Dow would be good to trade this morning. Let's see. Potentially gold. I think gold's going to go back down. Crude is going up, but there's a little bit of weakness there. And the British pound is coming down. Okay? Those are the markets I would prefer to look at. These other markets I wouldn't even care about. Does everybody understand that? And we do have the meter available for Multi-Charts, TradeStation, and NinjaTrader. Okay, and in NinjaTrader I do send out the template because they are hard to set up, so I just go ahead and do it for you. I recognized a long time ago that most traders are not computer experts. Okay, so I do the work for you on that. It's easier for me. I have asked him about that, and so far we have not been able to add the symbols on Ninja. I will ask him again, Jack. Okay? You're most welcome. Okay? Alright, now that we know all of the indicators on the left side, let's go to an actual chart. Okay? Now, most of the indicators that you're going to see on my chart are actually included in the Getting Started package, which is like 10% off for this week. It also comes with a 2-week mentorship program that starts next week. Okay? And what is included in that package is the trend ATR for the chart, as well as either radar screen market analyzer or TradeStation radar screen. Okay? Then you also get the directional volume indicator. Okay? I'm sorry, I've got alerts going off at me. So the only thing that is not included in the Getting Started package is the THD ADX. However, if you add it when you're purchasing the Getting Started, you can purchase it for $250. Considering that you're saving almost $100 this week, basically you would get it for $150 if you took advantage of it this week. Okay? Now, let's go through what does the ATR show us. Okay? Number one, it shows you where the majority of support and resistance is located on your chart. Okay? So anytime I come back to an ATR, I know that that ATR is either going to support price to go up or is going to resist price and price will go down. Okay? Now, in addition to that, we also, because we have always had if the ADX has a magenta peak, then we anticipate on a 3-minute chart that price will pull back to within 5 ticks of the ATR. Okay? So, that was very, very simple. If it comes to within 5 ticks, we know we can go in. But what about if it's a 12-minute or a 45-minute or a 60-minute or a 120-minute? Do we use 5 ticks? How do we know? Well, we paint the price bar white. Okay? That's simple. You see a white price bar. If you see white in your radar screen or your scanner or your market analyzer, guess what? You're close enough. Okay? You can go in. All right? Now, this is an uptrend. Okay? So, what I want to do is I want to see price pull back to the ATR on diverging volume. That's going to be my entry point, as long as I have diverging volume. I prefer a bar that closes down for an entry long. Why? Because it lowers my risk. I hate to risk a lot of money. I'm stingy with my money. Okay? Especially when it comes to going in and setting a stop. I want to be very stingy with it. Okay? So, let's just look this morning and without any other time frames, let's just look. Okay? We have pulled back to, I think, within 5 ticks of the ATR. I need to check this one. That's 34. Yep. Actually, within 1 tick of the ATR. Right here, we need diverging volume. We have diverging volume. That would have been an entry. Okay? You're entering at the high of the bar, basically, because you do it at the close. Alright? You offset your ATR, which is here. We're going to offset it just a few ticks. Okay? So that's giving you a 6-tick risk, right? Everybody with me so far? It's because I wasn't live. I went offline, Chris. You have to be live for it to be painted white. Okay? Alright. So I've got 6 ticks of risk. Now, using my standard 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, what would my first profit target be? Okay? First profit target would be 12 ticks below 33. So basically, let's say 20. Okay? Because we might get some slippage in there. There you go. Everybody understand that? There is nothing complicated about that, other than you have to be able to analyze volume. Does everybody understand that? Yes, no, maybe? Did I lose you? Do you understand it? Now, to me, that's just, it's really about as simple as you can get, when it comes to trading. Okay? Now, I do add ATR values from my higher time frames. And I think this is where some people just get confused and think, oh my God, this is so complicated. Well, let me tell you right now, it ain't. Okay? We're going to go over and we're going to look at TradeStation here for a minute. Okay? Now, all I'm going to do, now this is not complicated. You can make it complicated, but it ain't. Okay? Where is my ATR or my congestion area on the 180? 347, 73, 25, 34, 95, 25. Okay? So, I'm going to just snap those lines over here. Notice, this is where the lines come from. 34, 95, 25. 34, 73, 25. How hard is that? Now, pay attention. If price comes to those areas, pay attention to volume. Is that complicated? I do not consider that complicated trading. Now, you could say, but what if? What if? Well, the world is full of what ifs, okay? If price comes back to an ATR, I will take the trade if I have diverging volume. Everybody understand that? Now, the only reason I have those lines on my chart to begin with, that's all you can do, Jack. It really is. You wouldn't be able to do anything else. Okay? Personally, will I glance over here and say, okay, do I have volume divergence? Sure. Okay? It takes me all of, 3 seconds to say, nah, there's no volume divergence, I'm taking this trade. Okay? Somebody that's new to volume analysis wouldn't be able to do that. My goal is to get you to that point. Okay? But to get you to that point, I need you to trade. Okay? I need you to focus on the tools. I need you to focus on the volume analysis on a 3-minute chart. Okay? Why do I choose a 3-minute? Number one, I'm a 3-minute trader. I need, on average, if I had to get up and go to the restroom or get a cup of water, it's going to take me less than 3 minutes. That's why. It's nothing magical about my time frames. Okay? I just need 3 minutes in between when maybe I enter a trade to the point I've got to exit, or I need my 3 minutes. That's simple. Okay? Multiply by 4 gives me 12. Multiply by 4 actually gives me 48, but I have real difficulty in saying 48 times 4, so I did 45 minutes, because 45 plus 45 is 90, 90 plus 90 is 180. I can figure that up in my sleep. Okay? No, it should be 34, 73, 25, I would hope. I don't know, Christian. Go back and look at the email. I don't have it in front of me. Yeah. 34.83.25 is actually support for price, and it actually should have been 73, so it's probably a typo. Instead of type in 73, I typed 83. I do that sometimes. Now, if, in talking about the resistance or support for price, if you had the tools after I sent out those key levels, okay, you would have seen that there was support for price right at this area, 34.76.75. Okay? And, you had to have the indicators to actually know that that was there. I'm sorry, I'm getting alerts in my ear. But you would have to have the tools to know that because that was from a shorter time frame. I don't do key levels as far as emails from the lower time frames. I only do the higher time frames. Okay? Does everybody understand that? But I mean, you can actually look at this and pretty much tell that it was in congestion. Okay? And the final area of congestion was here, and that's when buyers took over, and boom, there it goes. Okay? What were the magenta dots on the NT price chart? Those were reversal bars, Artemin, because most people in NinjaTrader actually use a white background, so I have to change some of the colors to accommodate the white background. I like white in NinjaTrader. I don't like it for some reason in TradeStation and multi-charts. It tends to give me a headache, so I won't use it. Any other questions? I'll load it, upload it, Jim. I haven't done it yet because I've been wanting to make sure that it was working. And multi-charts had to get back with me on a couple of issues. But it is working now. I just haven't uploaded it. Any other questions this morning before I get back to the charts? Okay, so let's see. We did go through the white. All right, let's go through the yellow dots. The yellow dots tell me that we are in congestion. Now, on the yellow dots, sometimes, especially on a higher time frame, for example, this is a great example. Kind of figured price was going up this morning because of this, and I'll show you. Okay, these are your congestion dots. It managed to flip this ATR, and it has come down. Missed it by maybe, 3 ticks? 3 points, I'm sorry. The low was 75. It missed it by 2 points, I'm sorry. So it missed arriving at the congestion area by 8 ticks, okay? And as you can see, as it was approaching that area, you had diverging volume. In other words, sellers were not interested in taking price down. What would I anticipate? Oh, I would anticipate it to go up, especially because this is on a 180-minute chart. Okay? Sorry, these alerts keep going off in my ears. So to me, if I knew at the start, okay, it's coming down to this area. We're 8 ticks away from this area. So what should I do? Okay? I would think it's going to go up, wouldn't you? It's an 8-tick risk on that, guys. 180-minute chart. You got 8 ticks of risk. Okay? All right. What do? Come down to your 3-minute. Come down to your 12-minute. Okay? Either one. Whichever one you want to trade. Okay? Do you get an entry? Yeah. Does everybody see that? I have tried to make this about as simplistic as possible because I know how hard it is as a trader to take money out of the market. I know how hard, I mean firsthand too, how hard it is to identify where price is going today. You know, yesterday's done, it's gone, can't get it back. Where's price going today? Okay? It depends on what time frame that you're trading, Chris. But I'm telling you right now, all along this congestion area, there was divergence. Okay? Sellers were not in this market. Okay? Okay. Does everybody understand that now? Literally, with the ATRs, the volume divergence, and the ADX, anybody that uses these tools will tell you you can actually just follow the market movement throughout the day. I can pretty much tell you if the market's going to go up or is the market going to go down. I have a pretty good idea before I ever open my, before the market opens at 9:30, which way price is going to go. Okay? Then it just comes to looking at volume divergence. Now, do I really get into teaching volume divergence in this room? No. because that does take a while to teach. It takes a while, really, because I want to make sure that students understand it and understand what they're looking at and how to interpret the volume. That's the reason I do the 2-week mentorship, just to make sure that people can understand volume. They can mark it the way that it needs to be marked. Okay? Any questions on that? Now, why would you incorporate the ADX? What's the advantage of purchasing the ADX? Well, as you can see over here, okay, we knew at this point that the ADX was coming back to the ATR. Now that I can take advantage of on a higher time frame, because on a higher time frame, if we go back to the getting started, okay, look at these higher time frames, okay, 73 ticks on the 720 minute, 243 on the daily, 862 ticks available on the weekly. I can trade that, people, okay? I can't trade these 12 tickers, okay? It's 12 ticks. By the time I get in and get out, I'm at a loss. Do you understand that? Any questions on that?